Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here with the final episode of Blue Monday. And a funny story to tell you about what happened to me on our Zoom sew date on December 7th. So first, let's do a shout out before we forget. Kate at the Last Homely House, her YouTube channel is going to be in our show notes below. She does all sorts of different crafts, and she does a lot of quilting on her channel, but she's a lot of fun to watch, and it's always entertaining, and it's a wonderful place to hang out for a while. The other thing, we have a Facebook group, and it's warm and welcoming, and we have a virtual sewing room in Discord that people are enjoying themselves sewing and chatting with other quilters. And we have all sorts of different community chats and fabric swaps and recipe exchanges and free pattern where free pattern can be found and all the rest of the stuff. We have Saturday snippets, Thankful Thursday. We have a bunch of things. It's just wonderful. We have a great time in there. Plus we do all the normal, here's a picture of this, what do you think, that kind of thing, right? We also have set out some Zoom sew dates in our show notes below, and those Zoom sew dates are listed out as to the date because I did look at the 2025 calendar. I didn't go too far in because I'm not sure about the summer yet, but they are out there until May. Also share, like, and subscribe our channel, as well as Kate's from the Homely House, the Last Homely House, and that'll help our analytics at commenting. Even if you're busy and you only got time to put a little heart in that, thank you so much. That helps our analytics so much. Thank you. So if you could do all that for us. Also, I speak for free to quilting groups and quilting guilds. I talk about elements of design. I talk about making charity quilts, and I talk about working with scraps. So if your guild and group is looking for something like that, please put my name forward. I'd be happy to accommodate them. And because I'm speaking for free, it's my way of giving back to the quilting community. And I like to show up a little early to have chats with other quilters, so that I always find that kind of thing inspiring too, that I find out what they're working on and what they're happy doing in their quilting room. That's always a great time for me. The Chaos Sew Along is either the end of January, beginning of February. It's somewhere in there. The pieces are pretty large. Get your scraps ready. It's going to be 16 blocks, and you have a queen size quilt, and the finished pieces are the unfinished pieces, are 4.5 inches square or 4.5 by 8.5. So it's a good size. The blocks are a good size, so it's easier for beginners as well. So I think that's it. Anyways, the funny story, December 7th, we had the Zoom sew date, and I'm putting together Blue Monday. And all of a sudden I realized I am a block short. I am 1 block short. I looked all over the sewing room to find out that I don't have another block for this quilt. So we are calling this one the Lost Potato Chip block, because we're going to put together, as a viewer has requested, another variation on a potato chip block, and we're just going to have a little bit of fun with it. So come on in, let's get to the sewing of the very last block on Blue Monday and finish this quilt so I can show you what this all looks like. Okay, so here we are with the Lost Potato Chip block. I had to laugh. I looked everywhere in here and I could not find it. I was just like, really? It's gone forever? Oh my goodness. But anyway, so here we go. We're doing the Lost Potato Chip block. Now, I couldn't believe it. It was just like, seriously, we're doing this? Oh my gosh. I looked everywhere that day. So, and of course, you have to do that in front of people, right? Because what other better way is there? Now, some of these, when I went digging through for the white, some of them were already sewed together, so I decided, okay, those can be used right away. Then it'll speed up how fast we do this potato chip block. Now, my blocks, I use my favorite size is 2 by 3.5. I love that size, and I love that size for a reason, because I can get a lot of scrap out of box cut out of that size. So for me, that's the perfect size. I'm just gonna sew these together real quick. But yeah, so if I don't don't know what I did. It's too late now. It's too late now to worry about it, but anyways, that's okay. That's okay. Now, I'm just going to press these open. Now, I just finger press this seam open because I find out the block in overall sits a little flatter, but that's up to you. You can do them all one way. You can whatever, however you feel works for you. Now, I'm just going to open this up. Come on, open. There we go. I have nails that will cut drywall, so I never have a problem with this. Okay, so because I want that to be open, I'm going to sew it with the seam up, right in the middle. And I'm just going to sew some extra ones around here and get that off. This is the beauty of this block, is that you can sew other pieces and just throw them down and be able to, you know, you can sew other parts of the block. You don't have to just worry about the one side. Now for these ones that go out, I just flip them over. Once they're past that certain point, I just flip them over. Okay. There we go. There. There we go. Get another one off. There. Okay, there we go. Line this up. Nice and quick. And you throw solids in every once in a while too. Add some interest. Now, with this block, I decided to go 2 rounds of blue because I could, right? Around, or like the middle, and then a round of blue, and then a round of white. Lots of times what I have done in the past is that those first 2 get sewn together, and then I sew a round of white. But I decided to change things up because I could. It's my block. I can do pretty much whatever I want. And there is a booklet that the Sarnia Quilt Guild put together. If you're part of the Facebook group, or if I talk to your group or guild, that they have allowed me to give as a gift. And wow, I'm getting some really positive feedback off of that. That's amazing what they did. They came up with 32, I believe it's 32 or 33 designs, can't remember now. But it's always, people are just loving it. They just like, wow, you know, such a great idea. Okay. Now, we get the whites. Start with the white round. Okay, now the white round goes like this first, right? So, and here we go. I'm just going to, that goes out. Oof, this thing is not laying right. There we go. And I'm just going to quickly flatten that seam and send it the way it needs to go. Okay. There. And just take your time, line them up. Oh, why isn't this one lining up? There it is. Quick, sew it. If it's lining up, quick, sew it. And get it over. That way it's not running away from you. Okay. There, now we get the other side, and I'm just going to quickly open this seam. So, you sew what you can together before you get to that, you know, as you're doing this. It makes it a little easier. Okay. this is the top, this is the bottom, this is the side. Yeah, we got some little key facet scraps to use up, which were kind of fun. And so this is a great place to use up your medium scraps. Like, I find, like for myself, I find that my stash gets filled with mediums. Because I tend to pull out the darks and the lights first, and then I end up with a bunch of mediums. So there we go. So now we're going to put this side on, the light side on here. I guess we should put it this way, right? Okay. Well, it doesn't matter which way you put it on. Actually, now, I have decreed when I do this, I don't like blocks that are the same fabric touching each other, but I've changed my mind on that too, because this is scrap. And if they touch, they touch. You know, but that's what I like to think I do, right? Okay, so I'm going to make sure that one lays open. The bottom one lays open as well. Yes, it does. Then you're going to go. And we're off to the races. And there. And now I can start doing more leader enders. That's okay. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. So anyways, with this block that I lost, I have no idea if I miscounted or if the cat took off with one. I'm not going to blame the cat because the cat's an easy scapegoat. He's always an easy scapegoat, so I think I'm just going to say I didn't make 35 blocks for some reason. And I'm not sure why, but you know what? This is real life sewing. This is real life. I have put together quilts where I very carefully counted and I measured, and you know, like we didn't want to have a bunch of scraps left over and all this other stuff. And I sewed the quilt together. I have 2 blocks extra. That's, you know, that always happens. You're either a block or 2 short, or your blocks over. And that's just real life. That's what happens in sewing room. And that's why we end up with orphan blocks, right? You know, it is what it is. And we just have to laugh it off and keep going forward. That's important. Keep going forward. There we go. Now, I'm just going to, there we go. Press that open. Just really nice. Okay, now, none of these seams match up, so this goes on top. Like when I'm doing this block, I'll do, you know, 35 or whatever, 40. I'll just grab a whole big stack of 2 by 3.5, and I'll make a whole bunch of centers, or as many centers as I can, and then I'll grab a whole bunch of other colors next, you know, like that kind of thing. And I'll just make how many ever blocks are in that first stack. And if it's 75 or 100, oh well, that's okay, because I can just make a quilt out of them. I can sew them together and be done. Have a charity quilt together very quickly, right? So. And this is an easy sew too. It's not a hard sew where you have to sit there and figure and fiddle and go, what have I done wrong, you know? You're not sewing any curves, you're not matching up any seams, you're not doing any of that, right? So, it's nice. Okay, so you put it back. This is the next one. Right, so, there we go. And there. Let me get that seam open. My fingers some days don't work very well. And it's winter here in Canada. Yeah, we're still in Alberta. It's December. So I'm finding I am missing my Tucson, little home in Tucson, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there this year, I'm sure. Just not right now. There we go. And another leader ender. And it doesn't matter which side we pick next, I suppose. There we go. There. There we go. And this is like the last side, the last outer border. There. Now I usually have all these finger pressed open before, but I was in a hurry yesterday when I finally just realized that I do not have the 35th block. So this is like the lost potato chip block. Somebody had said, well, you're not going to end your Blue Monday series with a potato chip block? I said, no, I was going to do something else. So that's fine. Well, I ended up doing it anyway, didn't I now? Because it's nice and fast, and somebody wanted it revisited, and I was like, okay. Basically a potato chip block. Let me just say this so everybody gets the same information at once. It's a 2-to-1 ratio finished. And then you add 1/2 inch to each side so you get your seam allowance, right? So this block here finishes, like these ones here, they finish by what, 1.5 this way by 3, right? So, you know, like 1.5 times 2 is 3, right? So also you can do, what is it, a 5, I can't remember now. A 5 by 9.5. That's another one that you can cut, and you can use up your layer cakes. Okay, this is the last piece that's going on. And I remember fondly all of these fabrics that went in here too. That's funny. And some of this stuff has been kicking around for a while too. All right. That's okay. That's okay. I think this solid blue is one of my mom's. My mom would buy broadcloth to do applique. She loved applique. And I really loved her applique too. Like, it was just such a dainty little stitches. It was lovely. It was lovely to look at and admire. I do not do the dainty little stitches my mom did. But anyways, there we go. And we're just lining up the end just because we can. Yes, there we go. Yeah. There. So there is our potato block, or potato chip block revisited, or the lost potato chip block. And now, because I did all the webbing on the quilt, let's move this out of the way. So here it is, lying out, right? You know, there's thread everywhere, of course. You know, I'm trying to press open the center seam, and then these side seams, the short seams that go this way. It does lie a little bit flatter. Now I'm going to, I got one that flipped, but that's okay. I'll just clip it. There we go. And okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give it a very, very quick press, and I'm going to put it in, sew it into Blue Monday, and I'll show you what that sewing in does. Because when you're missing a block after you've webbed it, you can just get it down to, you know, the only parts that you need to sew are the web bits. So let's cut here. Okay, so I found out, like, when I did all my webbing, I webbed it all one direction, and then I sewed as many as I could this way so that I would be very quick to finish this. Now, what I'm going to do, I found my part where I have to sew it together, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this here like so, and pull it over just a hair. And where'd my foot pedal go? Oh, there it is. There. So now I match this end up, and okay. So this one goes like that. Yeah, webbing a quilt like this is such a godsend. Now I didn't put any sashing details in or anything like that. I just sewed the pieces together because I was like, and you can do that too. Like on a stamper, you can just sew the pieces together. Sew your blocks. You don't need sashing if you really don't want to. This quilt is going to be 60 by 72 or something like that. I can't remember now. Right? So I mean, it's, no, 84. It's going to be 60 by 84. That's big. You know, it's big twin already, right? So I figured, okay, so now we did it one way. So now basically we have to do this seam here, right? To put the two edges together. So what we're going to do is we're just going to flip and flop this around a bit just to keep the weight off. There. So we did end up with this with a potato chip block. Oh, okay. So now I want to get this so it lies kind of flat-ish. Flat-ish. Yeah, there we go. There. There we go. Yeah. And taking our time, lining this all up. Yes, it's all going to work, but I just have to put it together. And then I will show you what this quilt looks like in our Kagami. Okay, so there. Okay. There we go. Yeah, man. There we go. Get this one off. Okay. There we go. Just like that. Ooh, it flipped. And open it up. Do it the right way. Here we go. And there. Nest that block to the other block. And now I'm just going to partial seam the next one to where it was sewn. And I stopped because I because I didn't want, you know, I wanted a little bit more room here to do stuff. Okay, now another triangle because the potato chip block is in there. Yay! Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to give this a good shake out and we'll show you our big ta-da moment. So what everybody was waiting for the last 35 weeks is the finished Blue Monday quilt with all of the blocks. So here we go. I'll hold it up and let's see if I can't get, so here's where, okay, so we gotta pull it over a little bit for the tree and the houses, the cats and the rails, right? Tipsy, all these different ones. We'll put oh wait, I'm second 2 rows down. Okay, so let go. Okay, so here's the next ones. This one is, okay, the next ones are there. Next two ones, and go up there. There, okay. Okay, and now the bottom rows. Now, and there's our cat. Trying to figure out what's going on. So you can see it's very eclectic looking, and that potato chip block just is fine, right there where it is. So we will put a picture in the community channel on the YouTube channel just for you guys to see. And this was a lot of fun to do. I might be doing another one. I don't know if it'll be blue, but because we've definitely been hitting our blues really hard. So, but maybe we'll give the other colors a chance to shine a bit too. So I hope everything is going great for you in your sewing room and life is treating you very kindly. Okay, so you guys stay well and take care until we see each other again. Okay, bye! Hello again. We just want to thank you for enjoying our video and, coming along with my husband and my YouTube adventure in quilting. And, sometimes things don't work out as best they should, and sometimes they work out great. We're going, wow, that went well. But it's been an amazing journey, and I'm so glad I could share it with you. Share, like, and subscribe these videos. That really helps us out, and it helps us make more charity quilts. Okay, so you guys take care until we have a chance to meet again. Okay, bye.